coming and attending today. I suppose I better get the clicker.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you. So, Oceania Plumbing, I'm Joe, and it's great to be here today. I started Oceania Plumbing in Australia 10 years ago in Sydney, when I first came to Sydney. So I decided to start my own business because I realised there was a gap in the market for a certain type of plumbing. I've worked on projects like the Sydney Opera House, King Street Wharf, other various things, morgues, dentist chairs, diamond places, and houses of other types. So after we moved to Queensland in 2017, I established Oceania Plumbing here with the same goal, to deliver high quality plumbing without cutting corners. I work safely, reliable, responsible. I take real pride in our quality of workmanship. And before plumbing, I actually used to work in different sectors. I used to make missiles, armaments, and then I moved on to, when that work ran out, I moved into hospitality, visually impaired people. I done all sorts of different jobs. So, our clients. I mostly work with schools, daycares. I have a lot of strata and property managers. I do a lot of restaurants and cafes because I'm regarded as having a high level of gas knowledge on the Gold Coast. I do surf clubs. I've done a few restaurants for the Gold Coast Council from start to finish, trade waste, LPG gas, and I fix and then I repair the commercial equipment. I do look after management facilities and commercial buildings, and I look after homeowners. When it comes to schools, I look after All Saints, St Michael's, St Kevin's, a lot of Catholic schools, and then sometimes when I go out to Port Desert, there's Orthodox ones up that way, so I look after them and also get around. Our services. So it's hard when it comes to plumbing. If you want to pick gas, drainage, water, or any other subject, in amongst them, there is 100 different lists of jobs that you achieve. So when people come to us and then they say, do you do drainage and stormwater? I have to kind of follow a flow chart to break it down to what they want in the end. If they choose gas, hot water, emergency leaks and blockages. So sometimes what happens with them is it could be a 10-minute job, or sometimes it's an 8-hour job. I never know until I pull up, and then sometimes the people always say, oh, plumbers are late, you know, you can't get them again. So sometimes you go for a 1-hour job, and then you have a look at it, and you triage it, because you think, oh man, we've got to get this done straight away. And then 4 hours later, you're still there. So as long as you keep people informed that you're running late or you're ahead of time, that's what we're trying to. Alright, so we do CCTV camera locator, jetting, like that, block sewers, inspection and fault finding, burst water services, block toilets, overflowing drains, hot water systems, that electric, gas, heat pumps. I didn't do solar, like, and the reason is I didn't really care for getting up on the roof. But I can do them, I do them for friends and I'm pretty good at it, but I kind of choose not to do that work. Alright, so this is the specialist equipment. This is a simple job that we did. So, this is 2 different jobs altogether, but to show you what happens is, someone will ring us up. On this particular job, what happened was 4 houses got flooded all in the same day. And what happens is someone with an aircon line had shoved the aircon into the stormwater, would have gone into a trap. The houses filled up with water because the back filled, and then it went through, filled up the pipes, went through the header units and flooded 4 houses. So we went, and then that is the route I pulled out. It was 8 meters long. So I tied a rope on the end and I pulled it up with my truck. And after we pulled the root out, what I do is I put my camera in and I find like wherever there's a blockage, a belly, a squash, and then I locate it. And we had to dig this whole area up, like wet cut it. So when we found the route, these are two different jobs, but when I find the route, I locate it. When we've located it, I get services located, make sure we didn't cut any electrical, gas on that day before you dig. We wet cut it, and then we put a new stormwater line. And you can't do that unless you've got specialist equipment to do it. So one of the things that set us apart is the feedback we get from our clients. If you visit our website, you'll see people write the same thing all the time. And I find people, they want a relationship with you. So they want to know, like, they're in trusted hands, it's a big investment, a property, or commercial properties. It's a large investment for you, so you want to know that they're getting protected. Once you've worked on the house a few times, you get a bit of history for it. You can see things that are starting to go downhill, so you preempt it and say, oh, I think we should get that changed next year. I didn't know if anybody know this, but like in Australia, everything's graded to a pressure rating, 500 kPa. Anything above that, your insurance might not cover you if you get a flood. The other thing is, the simple one is steel braided hoses. You ever seen them with the rust on them? They only last for 12 months warranty. If you don't get them checked every 12 months and you get a burst, the insurance company can say, we're not paying you out. Right? And you have to actually physically hand them a plumber's invoice to say I've had them inspected. And they only last 12 months every year. So years ago, not the council, but the insurance companies would pay you out for bursts. Now we've had that many claims for saying, have you got a pressure reduction valve? Yes, okay. Have you had your flexes inspected in the last 12 months? No. Well, we don't have to pay you. So these are some of the things that people write about us. So, and some people ask for the same plumber to go back all the time. So some of the older ladies at retirement homes, they're like Jack, who's the young lad. Some people who are at the universities, like MJ, who's the Kiwi lad. Some people like Braden, but nobody asks for me. No, I get a rude that, Eric. But some people, you know, say, oh, can you send that same lad back? Can you send this lad back? Because you get used to who they are and things like that. So, the ideal introductions for me are body corporate managers, sports club and building managers, and daycares and schools. And the reason is, because I don't have to get extra trades in, so I do TMVs, which are temperature mixing valves. So anybody with the hand washing facility to the public, kids, schools, you have to get a temperature mixing valve tested every 12 months to make sure you're getting the right temperature out of the tap. If you don't, if someone burns themselves, the court will just say, pay me out, pay them out. So every year I service them. Backflow valves, if anyone's got commercial properties, you have to get backflow valves tested every 12 months, or I think you can get like 12 grand fine now if you're behind time. So another things I do is like science labs, gas safety certificates, water efficiency certificates for your tenants. What else? My ideal referrals are hot water systems, drainage and stormwater, emergency leaks and blockages, like we do out of hours call outs. Obviously, the government and the unions make you pay a different rate now. Right? You can't just get normal hours. Anything after 8 hours a day is time and a half now, and that's the government. And anything over weekends is time and a half. Anything on a Sunday is triple time, minimum of 4 hours. And that's the government. That's what we charge. So, how to just cheer everybody up, how to contact us. So, every job is logged properly and communicated clearly on an invoice with a full breakdown, so you and all your stakeholders know exactly what time we started, clocks in when we get there, clocks out when we finish. And in between that we take before, during and after photos. We do like a write-up, like a template. So step one is our client calls us on a service line, and then my AI assistant, if I'm busy, she'll answer it, and then she'll like diagnose them, say if it's emergency, she'll put them straight through. it's not emergency, like a written tap, she puts them in a list, and then like provides them with a quote on answers that he gives us, and then it goes into a booking platform. So the next thing is, if the job gets logged correctly with any spelling mistakes, and then it gives me a good detail of what the job is, and then I price it, and then I send them it, and they accept it, and then it just converts it straight to the job. And sometimes people can pick their own time. Instead of me saying, what about Tuesday, 10 o'clock? Oh, I can't. What about Wednesday? Oh, I take the dog on a walk on Wednesday. So they can pick a time and say, what about Friday, 10 o'clock? I went, brilliant, you've saved us 10 minutes calling. So the right thing is to pick the right plumber the first time, and I send the right person for the job, like depending on the trade. So I wouldn't send a guy who's only done the job once, so he's got like 80 hours on that particular task. I would send him, because you cannot always get me on every job. Step 5, and what it is, I clearly itemize the invoices, so there's no hidden in there, such as we've all seen them, and we've all seen the TV, and we've all seen the reputable plumbing firms who will charge you $400 to change an isolation valve, but it's not broken down in hours. It's change isolation valve, $400. Sometimes there was one other week where a lady wanted to get charged $4,000 to change a standard toilet, and I did the job for $760. Not that everyone has to earn money, but it's a bit wild out there, you know. So I think clarity, and everybody wants to pay you for the right job, you know. Yeah, thanks for the job, there's your money, yeah, you've done a good job, it's a good trade. But when you're not reputable, it's a bit wild. So how to contact us? So if everybody scans that, right, if you want to scan it on your phones, it'll take you straight to my website. And if you have a look on there, if anybody ever wants to use it, because time is busy these days, some people like to chat, you know, and I'm happy to do that. On jobs, we normally do the job and then have a cup of tea with customers, or but when the meter's not running, of course, you know, because you've got to make sure everybody's saying, is this costing me? No, meter stop. You're all right. So if you have a look at that, it'll take you to my website, and then if anybody ever wants to know anything about Oceania Plumbing and the team, so this is Jack. He didn't actually go to any school, and he grew up with his parents on a boat up in Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Solomon, Papua New Guinea Islands. So I like that lad. MJ, he's from New Zealand. Myself, I'm from the north of England, up near Northumberland. And Braden is an awesome cricketer. He's from Melbourne way. He was nearly playing in the Big Bash League. So we play cricket on a Friday morning at around Currie and Woodrow Bar. So we do different things together. It's not always about work. There you go.